Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Chop It Up. Alongside the shooter, Jimmy Acevedo. I am Eddie Castro. We got a jam-packed basketball show for you. And before we get to that, we want to send our respects to the late, great Dusty Rhodes, who we lost earlier this past week. Dusty Rhodes passed away this past Thursday, I think it was. About Wednesday, close to a week now, and it's unfortunate, but definitely the wrestling world lost a great ambassador in Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, yes, we did, and it's a little tribute, if you will. Rest in peace to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. All right, man, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the show. Talk about these.
Let's wrap up these NBA Finals.
NBA Finals.
Amazing.
That went down. Before we start anything, we have to give LeBron James his props, because that man literally carried. When I say carried, he put everybody on his back, carried a team. And you know what? Can't do it by yourself. No matter who you are. Nowadays, you can't win an NBA Finals. You can never win an NBA Finals by himself.
Absolutely.
Back in 2002, Allen Iverson, right? 2002? Yeah. 2002, Allen couldn't do it. You know? LeBron couldn't do it the first year he brought the Cavs to the Finals, and now LeBron can't do it by himself again, you know?
Same thing with those Utah Jazz teams back in the late 90s.
Oh, they had Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Yeah, well, I'm talking
about...
But
Jordan just ate them up.
Yeah.
Gotta give
Jordan ate everybody up back in the days.
Yeah, gotta give him his props, you know? But, yeah, LeBron, major props. Yeah. Major props, and much more respect he gained from me carrying that Cavs.
It could have been a rare occurrence where he could have actually won the MVP and be on the losing side. He was just that spectacular.
He got 4 votes.
He was that good. He had 32 points, 18 rebounds in a game 6. He had a couple of 40-point games. He was just sensational.
Yeah,
and
sensational.
As much people want to criticize about him and deteriorate his game and make comparisons and here and there, we got to understand it. It's not to make excuse for the guy. They had 2 of their best scorers out. So against Golden State, who is a perennial offensive team, running, gun, shooting, you can tell, and I'm pretty sure as gullible as LeBron James is, he won't even admit that, as the games wore down, he also wore down.
Yeah.
And
can't kill by himself,
if you got Tristan Thompson deteriorating.
Major props to Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, he stepped up.
He did. That man just earned himself a paycheck.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get paid big time.
He's not going nowhere. He's not going out. He's staying in Cleveland. LeBron will not let Tristan Thompson go.
Aside from that, you had J.R. Smith, who, J.R. Smith.
Very inconsistent.
He'll show up and have 25, and then the next thing you know, you don't know if he's playing. And then Shumpert was, obsolete. He wasn't around. He was a little bit banged up too. But again, we're not trying to make any excuse.
It's Shumpert.
But the loss of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love did play
a major
large dividends to what Cleveland and LeBron was able to do. And it seemed like, after that Game 3, I believe it was, when Donald Lover seemed to shut Curry down.
Game 2,
Curry did his homework, and you didn't hear much of anything going on in Delhi.
Everybody was saying Delhi this, Delhi that. He's the Steph Curry dominator. He knows what to do to stop Steph. Man, Steph, Delhi was the first 2 games going 100 miles an hour. You can't keep that up in a 7-game series. You're gonna get tired. You can't throw yourself on the ground getting bruises, nicks, and cuts, playing 100% all the minutes that you play. You can't go that hard. You gotta pace yourself at some point.
Absolutely.
And He didn't do it, and it showed. He gassed, and that was the ultimate downfall for the Cavaliers. Is they had a short team. They had a short team. They only had about 7 players.
Yeah, right.
That was really playing on a regular basis. When you had Golden State with their stellar 5, except Bogut, because Bogut was bogus this finals. That's why he got benched the last 2 games. But other than that, man, Golden State was supposed to annihilate the Cavaliers after Game 1, after that happened to Kyrie Irving.
Right.
They just got too cute. They always thought they could think that they could just shoot themselves back in the game. That's the only reason they lost those 2 games.
Well, I mean, I don't think the word annihilate would be subpar to say the least. I mean, we got to understand LeBron James is the best player in the world. Whether you like it or not, he is the best player in the world. And he proved why. So, I mean, okay, with those players gone, given, Golden State pretty much had it right in the palm of their hands. And it was supposed to be a walkthrough. But it wasn't, because LeBron James stepped to the challenge. He kept thriving. And he did what all great players do, and he kept his team in it. But it was not enough to overcome what Golden State was throwing at him. We don't like pointing fingers, but the media is gonna point fingers and stuff like that. But I gotta question the decisions that Coach David Blatt was making. I mean, Game 4, Mozgov had 28 points. 28 points.
He was not playing game
28 points, and I don't know how much minute he had, but I'm pretty sure it was around it's about 15, 20 minutes he played. Maybe even a little more. The entire game.
I think it was under 10 minutes, brother.
28 points in 10 minutes?
No. Oh, you're talking about the game. The next game. Game 4. I'm sorry. I'm talking the prior game when he got benched.
The prior game, the prior game after that, he scored about what, maybe 8, 9 points. He played 9 minutes the whole game.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Now, obviously, aside LeBron James, he was the hottest guy going to. And in this finals, you got to go with a hot hand. I mean, Golden State was having problems matching up to Cleveland's bigs, simply because Andrew Bogut was pretty much irrelevant throughout the whole entire series. Draymond Green, even though Draymond Green is great, he's gonna get a nice payday too.
Oh, what?
He's gonna get a nice payday too. He's
a few of them. Draymond Green's gonna get a huge payday. Timothy Mozgov is gonna get a huge payday. Tristan Thompson's gonna get a huge payday.
Draymond Green is definitely for his position. He's, as far as going against Cleveland's bigs, he's definitely undersized.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, come on, why not exploit that? You did it in Game 4. So definitely will be questions around management about David Blatt's certain decision makings that he did make. I'm not saying that they're going to get rid of him, because at the end of the day, I mean...
It brings me to my next question. Do you think he will be manning the sidelines for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Listen, I think you almost got to test the waters. I think you got to pretty much Mike Brown it. And what I mean by that is give him another trial. I mean... It's a rare occurrence where you have 2 rookie head coaches in the NBA Finals. Not to mention, this is his first taste of the NBA. He was a sensational coach overseas. So the transfer, and you got to remember, there's different personalities.
Championships, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. There's different personalities, different egos that you have to impart when you're dealing with players overseas as opposed to the NBA.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think he'll be back, because one is that blunder he almost caused against that series with Chicago when he was gonna call that timeout, and Tyronn Lue saved him from doing that. Number 2, as you can see, LeBron became the coach. He overruled his play. LeBron said, "No, I'm getting the cross that. I'm getting the ball. That's it. Pass it to me. I'm going to be on the sideline, near the sidelines on the 3 in the corner, and I'm going to knock it." And that's exactly what he did. And as a head coach, being a head coach, you're supposed to be the superior. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be the sergeant. You're supposed to be the chief. You're supposed to command respect, command and demand it, and also hold your fort.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're the coach. You're the players. Obviously, they paid you to do a job. They pay you to coach. They pay the players to play. And just for him, just LeBron overruling him and no fight back with it. That right there shows me that you lost some. You probably lost some respect from your players.
Right. Yeah, but you gotta also remember we're in a different modern time where, back in the 90s with the Bulls, everybody knew Phil Jackson was pulling the strings and running. Nowadays, players, and it's unfortunate, players have more power than they did back in the days.
Right.
I mean, you see, with Dwayne Wade, where he was making managerial decisions and his pitch to bring LeBron James, and Joe Noah was doing that to try to bring LeBron come into Chicago, and Melo will be doing the same thing come free agency with Marc Gasol and LaMarcus Aldridge, and even when Kevin Durant comes out in a couple of years. So it's definitely a different time as far as who has power.
I'm gonna tell you the difference between that statement and what happened in the series against Chicago. None of that happened on the court on live TV.
Of course.
You understand?
Of course, but now there's cameras all over. Everybody's showing everything now.
What I'm saying is that those two major occurrences is gonna cause David Blatt's job. He will get another job somewhere.
Yeah.
Because you don't just go to the finals and you're rookie.
Will it be in the NBA?
I guess it will. I wouldn't. Well, right now there's no job opening right now.
Right. Not
so I don't know. At the moment, there's no job. Maybe he'll sit a year out like Tom Thibodeau and come back to the sidelines.
Right.
But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see Mark Jackson calling some plays for
that will be a nice fit.
Year.
That would be a nice fit.
LeBron likes his coaching abilities. Yeah. He wouldn't mind.
It could be hand down, man down next year. I don't remember a coach his first year making it to the finals and then losing his job. I mean, we definitely got to look that up. I don't remember that happening, but
in the era,
I don't think
nothing surprising.
I don't think, which is very true. I don't think it's a case where he necessarily deserves to lose his job. I just think that it's his first year. Believe it or not, Steve Kerr made a few miscues. He made a sensational one, which we'll get to in a second. But I think there was just a lot of question marks in terms of what David Blatt was trying to do. It seemed like when Golden State went small, he just did whatever he wanted to do, and they couldn't exploit what Golden State was trying to do as soon as they went small. But I think it's going to be another trial. It's going to be a trial year for David Blatt, where they're going to test him out halfway through the season, see what the record is, and then if they happen to be mediocre at best, then there might be a coaching change. But in the meantime, I think his job will be safe. I mean, it's been a couple of days now, so probably by next week, if we do hear anything, that's when the trigger will be pulled by Cleveland management. But in the meantime,
we'll see what happens from here to there.
Cleveland will be going on 65 years where the city of Cleveland has not seen a
championship,
major pro sports championship. Question for you:
Yeah,
what this does to LeBron James' legacy as far as him still not being able to bring a championship to his hometown?
It's not done yet, and this playoff run is only going to strengthen his legacy. It's going to do a lot more good than bad. I can't see any bad coming out of this year because he carried that team. LeBron's legacy is only on the upwards from here on. If he would have played trash, if he would have gave you those 6 games, he would have averaged under 15 points a game. He will be taking a bashing. But He played great basketball.
He sure did.
Except that one. I think it was Game 5. You could say he was a little sluggish in Game 5.
Right.
But you can't even be mad at that. You can't even be mad at that because Game 1 through 4, it was all LeBron.
Yeah, well, and indeed, LeBron James, he did all he can do. He did all he can do. But at the end of the day, they're all going to be question marks with that team next year. Kevin Love, who hasn't signed an extension with Cleveland, he could be on the market. There was a little controversy between Kevin Love when he got injured, that he was away from the team, he wasn't in street clothes with the team, and what was his mindset, and him not having a close relationship with Kyrie Irving and LeBron James. These are all speculations. And we got to remember, Kyrie Irving, he's coming off a cracked kneecap. We don't know how long he's going to be out. They're saying a couple of months. Could be more, depending on his rehab. But is it going to be a full strength come training camp? These are all question marks that Cleveland, that we don't know about Cleveland just yet. So as far as them making another playoff run, those questions have to be answered before we think about anything. But definitely, kudos to LeBron James. You got to have players like Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith step up. You can't go and deteriorate when they need it. And that's exactly what happened with Cleveland. On the flip side, Golden State did what they had to do. Steph Curry played great. Klay Thompson had a couple of good games. He seemed to disappear in a couple of games, but they did exceptionally well. Draymond Green had a triple-double his last game. It seemed like since he had that conversation with his mom, that he put on, sometimes mama does the healing, even through the telephone.
Mama knows.
He had a nice triple-double, but the small, you got to give Steve Kerr credit. It's a rookie head coach.
Can I say something? Why have not you spoken the name Andre Iguodala yet?
I was getting there. The move that he made, sitting Andrew Bogut, which, as we repeated, was pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah.
And inserting a veteran presence like Andre Iguodala was absolutely sensational. Andre Iguodala had incredible numbers with the exception of him not hitting free throws. He was basically Golden State. He was Golden State's best player.
Yeah. Second best player was Curry, except those 2 games. But he deserved to win. Andre Iguodala came to play. He showed why he should have been starting all year. But him being a team player, he took it and made it into a positive.
Absolutely.
Don't sneeze over David Lee as well. He put in some good minutes, helped the team out a little bit.
Right.
All in all, man, and Sean Livingston as well.
Absolutely.
Major roles these guys played.
Fast forwarding, as far as Golden State goes, Curry is locked up until the 2016, 2017 season. David Lee also 2016-2017 season. He could be trade bait. It's unfortunate that he got injured at the time he got injured, and then Draymond Green flourished into his position. Klay Thompson is signed to the 2017-2018 season. So this group is going to be together for a while, hopefully.
Small dynasty.
I won't call it a dynasty. I think we get ahead of ourselves. It's just one championship. Let's just see.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
See if this core
that core group is gonna stay together. That's
right.
As far as talent is concerned,
that's as best as you're gonna get.
You can't name you can't name that.
I think
when you have Andre Iguodala coming off the bench for you, David Lee coming off the bench for you,
right? Leandro Barbosa.
I don't know if he's gonna be a free agent this year. Also, Sean Livingston, I think he's another free agent.
Sean Livingston played big minutes too.
So if you have those guys on the bench to cover Steph Curry, to cover Klay Thompson, to cover Green, that's sick. That's a sick squad. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if I see the same NBA Finals next year. I really wouldn't. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna predict that same Finals.
Oh wow!
Because listen, Kyrie's locked up. He ain't going nowhere. He'll be healthy. He hasn't rested his knees this over here. LeBron ain't going nowhere till he delivers that championship he so promised to Cleveland. Then you have Kevin Love, who I think is gonna, Kevin Love. The only reason I think Kevin Love is gonna stay because he didn't finish the playoff run. He got knocked out in the first round in his first ever playoffs.
Right.
And he don't want to go to after enjoying this run with the Cavaliers of being a winning team, going to the playoffs. You really want to give up the opportunity of playing with LeBron, even though him and LeBron bumped heads in the beginning of the year, but the second half of the year going towards the playoffs, he finally got the offense because he was clicking on all cylinders before this happened.
Right.
So I don't think Love is going anywhere.
Okay.
Tristan Thompson, hopefully takes a hometown discount, but I don't see LeBron letting that boy go. LeBron will not let Tristan Thompson go. My opinion. What LeBron wants and LeBron gets, and also, his good friend is about to opt out of Miami. Who knows? We might see Dwayne Wade coming to Cleveland.
Oh wow, it could be possible. Hey, listen, anything is possible. But I think as far as that, and not to get off topic, but as far as free agency goes, Dwayne Wade. I mean, you got to remember, his hometown is Chicago. If Jimmy Butler decides to leave, which I don't see it happening,
listen,
but
friendship, brotherhood, and friendship.
Hey,
hometown.
Absolutely. It could be.
He wants more rings. He wants more
a simple
rings.
factor where you scratch my back, I scratch your back. I came to your town and helped you win championships. Now you got to come to my town and help me win some championships. So it could, it could happen just the way Jimmy said it could happen.
I wouldn't be surprised.
As
a matter of fact, again, now I'm gonna go on this limb. D-Wade will be a Cleveland Cavalier next year.
Oh wow.
I'm just that confident. Because Dwayne Wade is not happy with the front office in Miami.
Right.
They want to give him a pay cut. Dwayne Wade don't want the pay cut. He don't feel like he needs to take a pay cut because he's taking pay cuts over and over and over again for Pat Riley. So he don't feel like he needs to. And they bumping heads right now. So I don't think, it's going to go down with him in Miami. That's why I say he's going to Cleveland. But all in all, congratulations to the Golden State Warriors. Congratulations to Steph Curry for winning the league MVP. Congratulations to Andre Iguodala for winning the NBA Finals MVP. Well deserved. Averaging over 23 points a game. Coming out party for him. Just can't wait. And now what's next is transitioning into our next topic, which is the NBA draft.
But before we get there, we got to congratulate Steve Kerr becoming the first rookie head coach to win the championship since Pat Riley did it for the Lakers in 1982.
Awesome.
Yep.
Congratulations. NBA draft.
New champs, Golden State Warriors. NBA draft now. I think this is probably going to be one of the most exciting drafts we had in a few years. I don't think it's going to beat the draft that produced LeBron and Melo, but this has signs of being quite exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 through 4 is definitely going to be interesting.
It's it's flip floppy. 1 through 4. We don't know.
It is.
You can say 1 through 5 is flip floppy.
You look at a lot of people's mock draft boards. Everybody going. You have Okafor going here, Okafor going there. Call Anthony Towns here, there. It's pretty much lackadaisical. And then you got players that we haven't heard from that were just now being introduced in the coming weeks, whereas certain players rise and their stock is falling. So it's absolutely unbelievable. But this is what makes this time of year so exciting with the NBA draft a week away. So without further ado,
1 through 5.
1 through 5. Jimmy, tell the people your 1 through 5.
Well, let's just start. Let's go number 1. Let's start number 1 first. I have the Minnesota Timberwolves selecting Karl-Anthony Towns at number 1.
Karl-Anthony Towns at number 1?
At number 1.
Okay.
Who you got?
I think I got the same. I got Karl Anthony Towns going number 1.
Okay. Well, all right. Number 2 for the Los Angeles Lakers. Who else but Jahlil Okafor? Had a great season, great college season, and I don't know. Him and Kobe couldn't instill that toughness into him.
Right.
You know, it's nothing but positive things that can come out of that.
Right.
I think that's Okafor's going to LA.
Well, see, with this one, I got. It's 2 scenarios that I'm looking at this one, and it has a lot to do with what's been going on. I do think ultimately the Lakers will pick Jahlil Okafor. I would have had him number 1 a couple of weeks ago, but I do think that his stock is falling just a little bit because there's a lot of scouts who are questioning his defensive toughness, which was a little bit of a problem back in his Duke days. It could be a flip-flop. I think, depending on what happens with Julius Randle, and if LA happens to swap out one of those big centers free agency, let's say LA gets Marc Gasol, just on a limb right there. You basically got your center, and you're gonna need another perennial scorer aside Kobe. And I think if they do get one of the big fishes in free agency, I think they're gonna go for the countryman and Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis has been on
number 2.
Porzingis has been on everybody's
Wow.
high. He's been highly talked about.
2?
He's been highly talked about.
Wow.
This kid is amazing today. I think the comparisons is a little bit unfair. They saying flashes of Dirk, flashes of Kevin Durant. He definitely has the upside at 6'11", but he's a young guy, 19 years old, but he is a promising scorer. So depending on what it's depending on what LA does, but I ultimately think.
What's the last
they're
time?
Gonna get,
the last time an overseas dude got hyped like that and went number 2. Who was his name? Darko Milicic. So we gotta be careful with those overseas dudes, man. Number 3, the Philadelphia 76ers. Pains me to my heart because I so want this guy to fall to number 4 to my Knicks. I so want him to fall, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And that man is point guard D'Angelo Russell. I think with the trade from what's his name to the Bucks, he went to the Bucks.
Michael Carter Williams.
Michael Carter Williams leaving Philadelphia. There's an open void at point guard, and he's versatile. He can play the 1 and the 2. I think the Philadelphia 76ers won't be stupid and not pick this talented guy up because this man is the truth. I think he will be the best player to come out of this draft.
Wow.
We talking, this is a future 10-time plus All-Star.
Wow.
The way this will be my prediction. He'll be the best player to come out of this NBA draft. We got number 3.
Well, okay. Number 3. As Jimmy just spoke about, it's obvious that the 76ers do need a point guard. Philadelphia's manager, throughout history in the couple of years, he has shown that, he doesn't necessarily draft for need. He drafts with the best player available. So I know Philadelphia has been falling in love, end quote, with Emmanuel Mudiay from China. So I think it could be
let him fall deep in love, please.
I think it could be a toss-up between D'Angelo Russell and Emmanuel Mudiay, depending on who they feel like will suit their system better. So, but I definitely got D'Angelo Russell falling into that number 3 slot.
Number 4, my beloved New York Knicks. Bombshell time. I'm always unorthodox here. I like to think outside the box, and I believe this is going to happen. The Knicks will trade the number 4 pick in this draft. And
oh no,
I know. they will either get DeMarcus Cousins for that number 1 pick or Ty Lawson for that number 1 pick. There's been rambles about them talking to the Denver Nuggets already for Ty Lawson, and they just started talking about DeMarcus Cousins. I'd rather have DeMarcus Cousins, who is, with his head screwed on right, is the best power forward in the NBA. So, him teaming up with Carmelo Anthony will be great. But only if D'Angelo Russell's not on that board, which I think he'll be going by number 3. So I got the Knicks trading the number 4 pick to either Denver for Lawson or maybe Sacramento for the Marcus Cousins.
Yeah. Number 4, like I said, number 4 is also trickery. I think the draft will really open up as soon as we find out what Philly is gonna do. Like I said earlier a little while ago, I wouldn't be surprised if LA went and took Kristaps Porzingis. So I guess the Knicks are hoping that one of the point guards are still available as far as D'Angelo Russell and Emmanuel Mudiay. I do feel if D'Angelo Russell is not available for the Knicks because D'Angelo Russell's style and his play and him being a left-handed shooter really got the Knicks head over heels. And I don't think that they are as high on Mudiay as they are with D'Angelo Russell. So if he's still available, I think the Knicks will not. I think the Knicks will keep the 4th pick, and I think they will end up getting Kristaps Porzingis. I think the Knicks are gonna get one of the big guys. It may not necessarily be maybe outside the box. It'll definitely be low cost. I don't think it'll be LaMarcus Aldridge. I don't think it'll be a Marcus Gasol. I think they will look something outside the box, something that would create a little less of attention and probably fit their budget a little bit. Even though they have about $26.5 million to spend during the course of free agency, I think they're gonna make a big push to get Greg Monroe from Detroit.
I've heard of that.
So that's definitely been buzzing around the Knicks management. But you know, their man is D'Angelo Russell. We've been hearing Justice Winslow. I don't think Justice Winslow's game is necessarily gonna what's the word I'm looking for? Progress towards the NBA level. Listen, if the Knicks do for whatever reason, because I think it will be just plain stupid. If they trade their 4th pick, it will probably be to trade up in the draft and to pick up a more seasoned veteran college player like a Frank Kaminsky from Wisconsin, somebody that can come in the door day one and help you win some ball games. First, Frank Kaminsky is very well polished, and I think he will help the Knicks right now as opposed to other point guards who may have some growing pains as the season progresses. So I definitely think if they were to trade, they would trade within the draft and get Frank Kaminsky. I think the Knicks need to ultimately learn how to build their team through the draft instead of just trading it away picks. So
Listen,
if Russell's there, they'll get Russell, but I think they'll end up with Porzingis, and Porzingis is not a bad pick.
All right, number 5, Orlando Magics. I got them picking up Porzingis. It fits this team, fits this system. They get young, add some more young talent to it. In about 3 years, who knows? You might be looking at the next Oklahoma City Thunders in the Eastern Conference with all these young players they get in. Who knows? But I got Porzingis going to the Orlando Magic at 5.
Oh, but Orlando definitely got a young up-and-coming team. They got some great sensational players over there. They haven't quite bloomed as of yet, but they're young. Then they'll get it together. Get it together.
I'm sorry. You got this man falling to number 5. So I just realized you got that man falling to 5 to Orlando.
Ooh, Emmanuel Mudiay?
No, I'm sorry. You picked number 1 and 2. Who was your number 1 and 2?
I got Same thing you had.
Yeah? I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, I just got different scenarios.
I'm sorry,
you gotta
brother.
stay with me, man.
I'm sorry, brother. You heard that? I was about to
you call that a brain freeze.
I was about to fall off my chair because I heard all these names, but go ahead, brother.
Well, I definitely. I got two scenarios for the Kings, based on what they're gonna do. Because the Kings are very, I don't know, they're weird. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do with this.
We are number 5.
Which gives me the 5 and 6, depending on what goes on.
5 and 6, okay.
I think Orlando will look to fill in that void for Nelson, who they traded away. Nelson's been with the Orlando Magic for 10 years. So I think this can go either two ways based on what they're looking for or what they feel like they need more. So I don't see Muradai falling out of the top 5. So I got Orlando picking Muradai. If Orlando's not sold on Muradai, because I know they're in love with Kristaps. Everybody has a lot of people in their draft board has Porzingis falling to the Magic, but if for whatever reason they don't pick Muradai, which I tell you will be one of the surprising moves in the draft, I think they're gonna go for Mario Hezonja. And Mario Hezonja, he doesn't have quite the push that Porzingis has, but Mario Hezonja is quite well polished overseas too. So Hezonja could probably fit in that number 5 spot if for some reason Orlando falls asleep and drops the ball and not pick Emmanuel Muradai.
But there's our top 5, and we cannot wait till the draft comes. Cross our fingers, all you Knicks fans out there. Let's cross our fingers that we get a point guard. But other than that, we apologize for the long wait for the previous video of Chop It Up, which is this one. We had technical difficulties with YouTube and whatnot, and we was down and out for a few weeks. But we're back up and running, man. We're not gonna let you guys miss another show. We're gonna be on and popping with it, and we appreciate the love and support. And next week, please put all your questions under the comment box. Anything you want to chime in about, or if you want to call into the show, you just let us know. We'll make it happen. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. All your questions, if you want to email questions, you can email me at jayace@aol.com. I'm sorry, ja7487@aol.com. Haven't done this for a while. But
let me reiterate real quick. We want to keep thanking you guys for being patient with us and being cordial with us, and just continue watching the show. Even if you watch a rerun, we appreciate you guys watching reruns on your lunch break. We're definitely back. It's episode 14. It's a new, fresh episode you guys are gonna see. As Jimmy said, next week is Fan Appreciation Night. So give us a call. Let us know what you think about the draft. Let us know your mock draft or who you seen going. Let us know what player that you're crazy about and what player that you're not quite sold on.
Let us know
what's going on. You can email me at cashew8714@gmail.com. Also, go out there if you're in the Brooklyn area, around Bedside, around Clinton Hill, even around East Flappers. Pick up the latest issue of Our Time Press. I just did a Yankee piece. I did a nice local Brooklyn story about Javon Pinkston, who's also looking to be a mid to late draft Brooklyn product kid, Brownsville kid. Looking to see his name being called at draft night. So with that said, we thank you guys again for tuning in to Chop It Up, and we'll see you next week. There you go. Stay funny, yo.
Yes, sir.